to be honest, with this level of skill in the factory, there is a certain time, a certain step needs, and you can only improve so much. But on the process side, on the digital side, it's immense. And we really want to go down that road and be competitive in the future as well.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Cooper, and we are in Switzerland at Renggli Panelized Manufacturing Company, and I am staying with David Renggli, and we're going to get into exactly what's going on in this factory. We're going to have a great interview. David, thanks for joining us.
Well, Dave, it's a pleasure to having you here.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So welcome.
This place is absolutely amazing. It's been in business for over 100 years. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history?
Well, the history is we started in 1923 as a little sawmill, and we were mainly doing regional projects, some roofs and some odd farmhouses and whatnot. And then in 1995, we started going into panelization and offsite construction. We built our first factory, mainly aimed for the single-family detached housing market. And then in 2012, we really expanded. And nowadays, we're doing multi-family, multi-story timber houses, nursing homes, elderly homes, hospitals and whatnot. So
right. And I mean, through the years, I'm sure it's changed multiple times on exactly where this all fits within the culture here and what you guys actually do. So tell us a little bit about the culture, because this is a family-run business and families can be tricky, but you guys have seemed to be able to pull it off all the way through. Your mother was in human resources.
Exactly. So we started, or when my father's generation took over in 1991. Yeah. It was only about 12 people working for this firm. Nowadays we're about 250.
Wow.
So obviously we grew organically, but at a rather fast rate. So it was immensely important for us to keep that kind of family culture, that involvement of people at a very high level. I think also it's really what sets us apart today. As our own people, they call themselves in German Renggli, which is basically they're showing that they're part of the culture of the family as well. It's immensely important,
Yeah. Well, you know, it is important. And, you know, you told us a little bit of a story when we were walking around about how all the employees in the company got together to give your father a birthday gift. And they all came in, they learned how to do cedar siding on the building, and all the employees came in, donated their time to put it together and do it as a surprise.
You know, it's a fantastic example, because I think when we talk about culture, everyone would agree it's important. Every manager would tell you that the company has a phenomenal culture and whatnot. But I think it's stories like this that really prove the fact, where you as an employee really have to dedicate something and live up to what we're continuously talking about. And it's a phenomenal example of that. We're immensely grateful. And I think what really is fun, that even today, 10 years later, everyone who's still with us, they know exactly which angle they put up.
Right. What is the area that you service?
We service from this factory the entire Swiss market. We also go a bit abroad. We do some building projects in Germany, have worked from Munich to Berlin, but our primary market is Switzerland. It comes with a bit of complications, because we have four official languages here in this country. So when we're in Geneva, we're serving the entire process from first meeting to handing over the building in French, same in Italian or in German. So that adds complexity also to the culture.
But it's good that here in Switzerland, it's mandatory to learn 3 languages. So hopefully they're the right languages. But I would imagine, you know, having a multilingual factory, which this is, people speak all different kinds of language. Is there any barriers for anybody, or do they all seem to be able to communicate okay?
Well, the good thing is, since we're producing in a central location here, the majority is German. But of course, when we have project managers coming in from the French part, from the Italian part, or from the English part, well, we have to be able to deal with that. We're super flexible, and I think the culture, the bonding, the events really helps. Like if you had a beer together with a guy from another department, it's more likely you'll find a common language also in here in the factory.
Let's talk about the clients and the volume. So you mentioned healthcare, education, and others. Who is your typical clients? Architects, investors, shareholders?
I think the typical client nowadays is either a real estate investor or a general contractor that has been contracted by the real estate investor to come to us. Here specifically, we also work with a lot of architects if they're just handing out the timber works. And we're doing about 150 different projects a year, reaching from, a 5-apartment building to 200.
with that comes challenges, you know, and when you're scaling up, you're adding new employees, right? Future plans. What are some of the challenges that you guys are currently facing here in your manufacturing?
I think one of the biggest challenges, besides finding the right amount of talent, that I think in these days market everyone has to deal with. I think one of the key visions that we have is we really want to kind of seamlessly integrate the digital process, meaning from the architectural plans all the way to the machine data. We're working with a super skilled team. It's a journey. It will take a few years till we get there. But it's certainly one tricky thing to do, as we are using a bunch of platforms, a bunch of systems, and to really seamlessly integrate those different systems, that is tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I think it's necessary for the future.
Exactly. I mean, if we look at construction and where we have efficiency gains, this is certainly one area. I mean, to be honest, with this level of skill in the factory, there is a certain time a certain step needs, and you can only improve so much. But on the process side, on the digital side, it's immense. And we really want to go down that road and be competitive in the future as well.
Right. So David, you're a young person, you know, that is stepping up in the company as an executive with some of your other family members. What are you looking at as the future? Because you've seen your dad do this, you've seen other family members, your grandfather and so forth do this, and it did not start out to where it is today. And my guess is your vision's a little bigger and broader.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly different, I would say. I mean, you know, it was a crazy vision 20 years ago to build a factory like that. But nowadays, I think we have a bit different challenges. For example, as a firm, we want to become more agile. The environment is moving faster, the competitor is moving faster, so therefore we need to catch up or to stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
So it's a bit different. It's like things like remote work, digitalization and whatnot that are main drivers of change.
Yeah.
And it's a bit different areas. It's not just bricks and machines or timber construction and machines anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, you got automation coming in here. Even your trucks are unloaded, you know, and robots really are sliding them into the CNC machine. It begins at the front door when the trucks show up, the automation on what you're doing. So, David, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here, and thank you.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to bringing you more of what's going on inside of Renggli manufacturing plant here today. And David's going to come on our show hopefully here in the near future as well, so you all can ask him questions. So, David, thank you. I'm Dave Cooper. We are still in Switzerland, seeing how they are building it better. Stay tuned for more. Bye now.